Good evening, everyone. My name is Paul Spinelli. I'm subbing for Jim Quinn today. He's not feeling well. We wish him the best. Get well better. Tonight, I'll be with Brian, and we'll be talking about some of the things that are going on with him as the VDID chair, and also he has a charity that he runs, and we'll be talking about that stuff. But before we get going, we all know today's a big day in America. And we'd like to just take a moment of silence for the 9/11 victims and their families and all those first responders that were hurt, injured, or passed away that day. All right, tonight we have Brian.
How you doing, Honorable Paul Spinelli?
Yeah, the Honorable, huh? Sometimes we're that way. Tonight, we're just Paul. Brian is the owner of Al's Shoes, the only shoe store on the avenue, I believe. It might be the only one in Vineland left.
I think I'm the only independent shoe store in Cumberland County.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so we like to have everybody understand that, the avenue and local small business people should be supported. We all try to support Brian as much as possible. And so if you're on the avenue, you see Brian, say hello, stop in, and see if he's got something for you. All right, Brian, you got a lot of stuff going on. So I know you have a charity roast coming. I was supposed to be one of the roasters.
I got to pick once they asked me to be roasted, I wanted to pick the roasters. And Paul, I don't know how many years we've been on the Vineland Downtown Improvement District together, but as long as you've been city council.
As long as I've been city council, I was off the 1 year when Angela took it.
Yeah,
and
we asked you
to
back.
come back. Yeah, so basically it's almost 12 years.
Yeah. So this is my 16th year on the board, and this is probably the most events I've ever been involved with in my life. Is 2023. I host, Al Shoes hosts 3 golf events now a year. I'm the host of the Vineland Swimming alumni event, where we raise a few $1,000s a year for the Aaron Plock from Plock Farms scholarship. And now Ace Plumbing and Sir Speedy asked me to be roasted for, they let me pick where the proceeds go for being roasted.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
And this event is going to take place what day?
It's 12 days away. Or 11 days away now. It's going to be at Marigny Savoy, 6 p.m. on a Friday, September 22nd. You want to talk about the roasters?
Absolutely.
So my first swim coach, and he's probably the winningest swim coach in New Jersey, who you probably know because he's on the planning board.
Right.
Coach John Casadia. He coached me for 13 years at Dolphin and Vineland High. I coached with him for 7 years, and we do this alumni swim event together. And he's a ball buster, and he's unfiltered, and he's a good public speaker. I try to pick all roasters that are that's why I picked you, because
appreciated.
All good public speakers. And another roaster who you probably know, Blake Tribucchi.
Very well. I'm very good friends with his father.
His mom is probably the best swimmer, boy or girl, ever out of Vineland High School.
Yes, Lisa, I know her well too.
And she would have went to the Olympics in 1980 if USA didn't protest that year. And I actually got to see her swim all the way up into her 40s, and she still has records.
Right. Right.
But this is with year-round training and the speedos and the weightlifting. She still has records, and she really didn't seriously start training until she got in high school.
Right.
So her son Blake is a 4th-generation dentist, and I coached 15 years between the YMCA, Dolphin, and Vineland High. So he was one of my favorite swimmers, and he's my dentist, so I figured he was a natural to be a roaster. And I picked Ron Vinnick because I grew up with his son Adam, and we have the same heritage. And he's been busting my chops since Dolphin Pool and Violent High, and even when I'm not getting roasted, he roasts me. But his health, like Jim, him and his wife are going through. So Adam's still going to go, and each roaster, I decided I want to give a prank gift to each roaster. So I already have Casadia's joke gift at the store. I'm working on Blake's gift. I got my sister-in-law, Mandy. The committee wanted me to have someone from my family, and I picked Mandy to be a roaster. And you probably don't know Chris Silvio. He's a housing inspector for the real estate industry.
Right.
I grew up with him, and my best friend from high school and college. We pledged together in a fraternity, Teak, Mike France. And then, of course, Robert Scarpa.
Right.
He's the MC. He's the assistant downtown director, owner of Serene's. And his girlfriend, Katie, and my wife are very good friends and running partners. So I figured he had to be. And he's a good public speaker, too.
Right.
So, I personally sold over 100 tickets. We're up to 16 tables. And I'm pretty proud. I'm pretty proud of I got people basically from the VDID, Dennis Ingraldi, vice chair,
Right.
and his wife. And it's a little bit of each of my communities. The swimming community's going. My fraternity's going. The Violent Downtown Improvement District's going. And I'm in charge of my class reunions, and we have our 5th reunion this year, and I got over 20 of my classmates to go from 93. So Martini Shoes, who Frank and
Right,
Lynn,
Frank and Lynn, yeah, very well.
they bought a table. Brian Collini and Lori and
Right.
Lisa and Fred. So it's a good mix of people from the community, from all aspects of my life. So I'm pretty happy.
No, it should be a fun event, and unfortunately, as I told you, I actually had some stuff already written down, and then all of a sudden.
We asked you
Very early, and I'm on a charitable foundation for basketball officials, and I'm an officer, and we have our annual meeting, and I got the email, hey, you got to be at this because we're changing some venues and what we're doing, and we're going to be voting on a lot of stuff. So unfortunately, I won't be there, but I'm sure it'll be a great event, and if you're not going, and Brian, go. You should have fun, and Marigi's always puts out something good.
Yeah.
So that'll be good as well. Tommy always knows how to figure out the
Marigi family is very, very good.
Yes.
His father and his uncle were friends with my father, and we're basically celebrating 75 years of my family being on Landis Avenue in the shoe business. My uncle Ben was half owner of Fourland Shoes on the 400 block of Landis Avenue. And my grandfather had a shoe store called Lankin Shoes, and my dad worked at where Al Shoes is for 47 years. So my plan is to have the shoe business at least until 2047. That would give me 100 years in the shoe business with the Lankin family. So that's the goal.
Well, we wish you the best of luck with that, and as you know, we all live it one day at a time. So, but I'm sure you're probably in pretty good health, and I'm dating myself because I was friends with your father and both Tommy and Ernie Marigi, the seniors.
Yeah.
And I'm very good friends with Tommy Jr. So I'm sure it's going to be a great event, and it's for charity, people. And that's the one thing that Vinelanders always step up to the plate when it's time. And, these are for good causes. So hopefully you'll be able to make it. And we want you to support the people that are sponsoring, Ace Plumbing, Sir Speedy. They're both good businesses in the city of Vineland. Newfield Bank always is giving and things of that nature. So
we're over 5,000 in sponsorship now.
Yeah, so if you can make it on this date,
September 22nd.
22nd.
I got tickets at Al Shoes, and basically my 7 biggest shoe vendors donated a basket each. So I got to thank Wolverine, Sass, Stacy Adams, Nunbush, Timberland, ProPay, and Sperry. They all gave me a gift basket.
Wow.
And Collini Real Estate is going to do a $215 lottery basket.
Oh, that'll be wild. Hey, that'll make some money.
Yeah, and Violent Soup Kitchen donated a basket and bought a table. The Veterans Home of Violent gave me an award last month. Edwin Alicia
Right.
presented it to me because of all the shoes and Bomba socks and undergarments that we've donated in the last couple of years to Veterans Home. So they're going to benefit from this also.
And I know in your charities, I know you've taken clothes and different things throughout the year, because I know my wife brings a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And so does that go to the same like charities that you're involved in?
Well, basically, when I first got, my father passed away in 2008, and in his memory, I was just doing privately 100 to 200 shoes a year to City Hall and the U.S. Army and the Amish of Pennsylvania, and then with Mayor Finucci in 2018, we made it public. And the City Hall workers came and got 1,000 shoes. And Ann Hartman, she was the vice principal of Sacred Heart until they closed. Now she's the principal of Christ the King in Haddonfield. She donated 1,000 socks to match my 1,000 shoes. And then it just took off. CBS News did a special on the Al Shoes donation. And Bombas became my sock sponsor. Every year since 2019, they've increased the socks from 2,500 to this year is 10,000.
Wow! And
I had to get all the schools in Cumberland County involved almost. I basically, since I'm in charge of my class reunions, and I was a swim coach, all the people I know from the different schools, I get them basically to be at least 100 to 1,000 socks each.
Now, what special charities do you generally donate to?
Well, the 2 biggest ones is St. Vincent de Paul. My big volunteer, I'm sure you know Carol Bassetti from
Very
Bassetti.
well, yeah.
She was my first grade CCD teacher. I graduated with her daughter Stephanie. She's, I don't want to say her age because my mother said never say a woman's age, but let me tell you, her and Debbie Eisinger from Violent Soup Kitchen are my 2 biggest volunteers, and then Ann Hartman's third. All 3 women, they lift more than I do. I got hernia surgery, so I could only lift so much. But it's amazing. All 3 women are my biggest volunteers, and they're probably the 3 biggest beneficiaries from.
That's good.
And it's year round.
Right. Yeah, I know.
And I appreciate all the support. City Hall, the first couple years would come get it and bring it to City Hall, but it got so big. We're up, like last year was up to 5,500 pair. I had to get the charities to come get it themselves.
Right.
And
I remember City Hall doing it because it was in council chambers.
Yeah, I know.
We would say, "When's this stuff getting out of here?"
Yeah, I know. But it got so big, I had to get the charities to come get it.
Right.
And I'm sure the Bono family, Bob Bono and Rob Bono,
my ex-golf partner,
and the son.
Right.
They're probably one of my biggest supporters.
Yeah, Rob, you and Bob, the father, are both very generous.
Bob, yeah, and Nick was actually one of the ones that wanted me to make it public.
Oh wow!
So he pushed for it, and so I know you know everybody. So Brenda Gravato,
yeah,
she helped, and I'm sure you know Cara Vivarelli's parents
very well.
So there were 3 of the 4 people that asked me to make it public, and I figured you know everybody. So they were actually the ones that made. I mean, I was just doing it privately for the longest time, and it's after CBS News and SNJ put me on the front page of the newspaper the one year. It's really just taken a life of its own. We honored Anthony's brother,
Richard,
one year, and I think you're somehow related to Michael Snyder.
Michael Snyder is my cousin's son.
And we honored his mother and Chalky Ottinger this year.
Right, Christine and his uncle Chalky, yeah.
And, basically in 2019, I started having donation classes from a little bit of each of my backgrounds, and it's really taken a life of its own.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like it's really just continued to grow and grow. And again, that's a tribute to the people that are working and the volunteers, et cetera, as well as yourself.
I couldn't do it without the volunteers.
Putting
and
out
city
the
council
effort.
and city council, which Paul's a part of, and the mayor. Basically anything I need, they tell me they'll help me.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Listen, these are, a lot of people don't know how much the mayor donates to different charities. He's a pretty generous guy.
And very supportive.
But very quietly
a
supporter. So he doesn't get a lot of the credit that he deserves.
I mean, the only thing he does, I got to admit, anytime I needed help with anything, he responds to me right away, whether it's on the phone or he gets back to me. And I did grow up with his wife, Stacy. We both grew up on Quail Street, and we did honor Stacy's father.
Yeah.
Michael Sr. It's a lot of good people involved. That's why it grows every year.
And that's a good thing. It's you're honoring good people that did good things. Some of them here, some of them not, because they've passed. And you have good people involved, and it's for a good cause. And again, it's all local.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't stress it enough. I mean, we stress it in government all the time. Stay local. If you can, keep it local. I mean, we try to buy local. We try to do business with all the local businesses. And this is a prime example of making it work. Brian's been pretty successful on the Avenue. And even though we tease him about staying open late when we have events, and he says, I really like to see my kids. We said, yeah, you can see them anytime.
The one thing we could talk about tonight is the passion that Paul and Josie have for the old-fashioned Christmas. I'm on the committee gently because I'm involved with a lot of different things.
Right, Brian, we're going to take a quick break. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but we'll pick that Christmas thing up after the break. Okay, we got to pay the bills.
More than a century ago, General Tire was born, right here in America. Since then, we've made a name for ourselves by making tires you can depend on. Tires built to handle any road this country can throw at them, and relied on by every kind of driver. So you know that no matter where life takes you, with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community, local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
Complete Care Health Network has some big news to share with you.
We're here opening more locations and offering more services every day,
including our newest locations on Pearl Street in Bridgeton and High Street in Millville.
We're here with convenient, high-quality, and accessible healthcare services all under one roof.
We're here just a call or an email away.
We're here to provide compassionate care for you and your family.
We're here and we're ready when you are.
Complete Care Health Network. Ready when you are.
In South Jersey, we do things our own way. We say things out loud, face things head on, and never back down. And that's how we fight cancer. With the most advanced diagnostics, leading-edge technology, and a team of doctors who know how to treat your cancer. And most importantly, we do it right here at the Frank and Edith Scarpa Cancer Center, Vineland, and the Leading Edge Cancer Center, Mullica Hill.
Are you just part of the crowd? Do you feel isolated and alone?
Do you wish someone would see your gifts?
Would you like to be seen as an individual?
A person of value.
Full of life and purpose. Part of a family that cares?
Welcome back to Around South Jersey, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with Brian Lankin, and we took about the first half hour or so, 25 minutes, talking about his roast, which is coming up on the 22nd of September at the Savoy. If you'd like to attend, you can get a hold of Brian at the store, I'm sure, or the
I got
Savoy,
tickets there,
et cetera.
yeah.
So,
yeah. I just sold a table today.
And we talked about as well supporting local businesses, et cetera. But before the break, we had brought on, Brian had mentioned the old-fashioned Christmas, and I'll let him talk about it because my wife's involved, so I don't want to be braggadocious.
Well, the one thing I got to give Josie and Paul credit for is when they're involved with something, they do it over 100%. Like every year, this event gets bigger, and she puts her heart and soul into it, and there's so many facets of it between the horse and buggy, the photos, it just food trucks. It just seems like it's Paul came up with a great idea with the mailbox.
Yeah.
And that's beautiful. That's coming back this year again.
Yes.
And the fire pits. You know, it's like it brings you back to a time.
It's kinder and gentler.
Yeah, where you go back and it's just like Christmas songs, and you know they have the tree lighting of City Hall 5:00 that Friday, and then there's all different events. It's the first weekend of December. It's going to be every year, and I think with Paul being on the Violent Downtown Improvement District Board, and with myself and Dennis Ingraldi and Lizzie Kennedy,
a lot of good people,
and we try to come up with different events. I've been raising so much money from the shoe donation. I wanted all the proceeds go back, so I'm a $1,000 sponsor for the Downtown Wedding Weekend event. We've had different phases of it. The 15 years I've been on the board, it started out we had where we had each business involved with weddings. We'd have like a map, and then if you go to half the businesses on the map, like DeSoto Jewelry,
right,
Renzi, Giovanni, like DeSoto Jewelry, Kim's Cleaners, Jesse's Bridal, like in Al Shoes, there was a lot of, and then it changed. Now it's more of a wedding promotion,
right,
you know, where we advertise the money, and like every event, you have to change. You have to tweak a little
change it
bit.
up and tweak it every year. That's correct.
You know, so you know, we have our biggest fundraiser of the year is Taste of Violin, and
coming up in October,
we have over 20 different restaurants. Go to Eastland, and everybody brings like a signature dish, and for $40, you basically get to eat from
whatever you want all night.
And then Crust and Crumbs and Jim Main's would have bakery items, and I mean, it just Larry's.
You had Bagel U there. You had Manny and Vic's there. You had most of the restaurants on the avenue.
Cura,
trying.
Yeah.
Cura was there.
The
vegan place was there. Eastland put something out.
Well, I always go to Eastland's table first because there's always a big line.
That's exactly right.
So Rob's carving up a steak, and I'm like, I try to.
Millie's was there, I believe, and their food is unbelievable. So, I mean, really, you can pick and choose what you want if you go to the Taste of Violin. That's coming up in mid-October. Again, you can get tickets at the VDID building or go online and contact Robert and Russell, and they will get you the tickets.
We usually get over 200 people.
Yeah, it's generally pretty packed, and it's a good night.
We honor some people.
Yeah, we honor our volunteers that night.
Yeah.
And there's some special people getting it this year. I think a couple people.
Yeah.
Is what Russell was telling me. So it's a little different. A couple people will get honored.
Yeah.
But it's not a big speech night. It's come in. You get introduced to it. There's generally a bunch of baskets out as well that you can bid on, and then go to it and eat the rest of the evening until right near the end where they honor the people, and then
as they say in Italian, mangia mangia.
That's right.
Right.
And then it generally becomes a pretty good night for Eastland at the bar.
Yes,
so,
the after party.
The after party is usually pretty good. So everybody does okay, and that's what we like to see. Going back to the Christmas thing, though, real quick, it's an all-around venture. All year.
You have a lot of volunteers involved.
We have a whole committee of people that take different aspects of it and run with it. And as Brian was saying, we hired a horse and buggy a year ahead of time, or we won't get them.
Yeah, that's a big attraction, too.
And it has really been the big attraction. And we actually had to hire 2 buggies last year, and we have done that again. The trolley is a free ride up and down the avenue, and you can get off and on as you choose. The city donates that for nothing, including the driver.
Who's the photographer?
Bart from TNF.
Bart Feldman, right?
Yes. He has came up with a photograph contest. Last year, they picked 3 winners that won money.
He's a big supporter of the event.
And a big supporter of the event. He comes out and takes pictures with Santa. He does the kids, the family, the pets, whatever you want. And we thank the Landis Theater for allowing us to use their foyer area, because that's where we set up Santa. And
there's going to be a Christmas movie, right?
And there is going to be a Christmas movie playing. We're not sure yet exactly where, if it's going to be at the theater or somewhere else.
We're trying to do a kid
exactly, a kids movie. And we're not sure what he has booked as far as a night venue. So we're not sure if he can use the screen. If that's the case, we'd like to have it at the theater because you're inside. We don't have to worry about weather or cold.
Well, hopefully we can have it there because it's 10 in the morning, maybe.
Exactly. So we've been talking with Ray and Casey and seeing if that can work out.
He's putting a nice deck out there.
Eventually it'll get done. He ran into some issues. He didn't know how to go about getting the permitting. So he's got to figure all that out.
Okay.
And, he's actually got to get a site plan, and he is in the process of trying to get that done.
I mean, speaking of something like that, I got to give City Council and the mayor credit for, and Russell Swanson. I took advantage of the MPP facade program, and I went when my father passed away in 2008. The city had a program. And I did a new facade 15 years ago. That was a huge grant. And then this year, I took advantage and went back to my dad's original paint colors of him being there 47 years. It was a black and off-white. So I went back to my dad's color. So I got to thank. It looks beautiful.
Right.
And
there's so many benefits that downtown businesses can reach out and try to receive. It is at some cost to them usually. It's a partial.
It's I think 20%.
And
I only had to pay less than $1,000 of the $4,000.
But I know even at the theater, they're using beautification monies that have come in from the state and the Fed to do their landscaping around that decking once it's done, and I think to put an awning up as well. So that the awning, really they're doing very well. And while we're talking about the theater, if you get the opportunity, every weekend he has concerts. And the bands have gotten better and better. In fact, I think he has Debbie Gibson coming. He has not Gladys Knight. He has another headliner coming.
He does dueling pianos too, right?
He does dueling pianos upstairs, basically once a month or something like that. The upstairs is more of a club atmosphere. The downstairs is a bar atmosphere with a a sit-in restaurant, but it's more bar food than really dinners. In fact, they're in the process of changing their menu around. But it's a nice atmosphere. Everybody's in there. They have a good time. Everybody's friendly.
Yeah.
If you haven't met Max behind the bar, he's the man.
I met him, yeah.
Max is
Makes a good drink.
What a personality he is to meet, and such a good guy to have wait on you. He's just such a friendly guy. So the Landis Theater is really coming on.
I'll tell you, the downtown as a whole
is starting little by little.
Yeah, Alex's Pizza.
He did his renovation.
And,
I don't know if it's totally finished yet. I know he's trying to do something else as well.
His second building, yeah.
Right. But a lot of people have used the facade grants.
And now the city, it's opened up to the whole city now.
That's correct. And the beautification stuff is as well. In fact, I'm on the committee that goes through it. And a lot of people are going to be getting money to try to beautify their property. So that's going to be good. And that's up to $50,000, I believe.
Yeah.
So those kinds of things. And the city has invested in hiring a crew just for Landis Avenue.
Every day.
And Landis Avenue has never been that clean.
No.
So when I tell you
they're hardworking guys,
that this crew is on task, and believe
they go behind the avenue too. They go on.
They go
from Wood to
Elmer. Yes.
Yeah.
So they've been really working. They water the plants. They put the. They're the ones I think that are putting the banners up. Et cetera, et cetera. So
I mean, July was the hottest July ever. Yeah. They were there every day, all day,
and they just do that. That's
and no complaining. Like they just
they work. There's 3 or 4 of them. I think we're hiring an extra one coming up in this next budget.
People are noticing too,
and
people are noticing.
The Avenue is absolutely clean.
I had my busiest week of the year last week. So
something start. You know, it's starting to change, and whether you want to believe it or not. The restaurants, it's ethnic food. You have to like differences in food.
Well, that's the draw.
That's the draw.
Yeah.
The Indian restaurant is excellent. They have one in Millville here. They are probably the best Indian food. I'm not a big Indian food person, but I have tried it.
I've tried it too,
and it's pretty good. The vegan place is doing very well.
She opened up a second location,
as well.
Cura is doing.
Cura
really well.
knocks it dead. They're good.
We got a Jamaican restaurant, Michelle's.
Right.
She does well.
And then now it's kind of off the beaten path, but the soul food restaurant down the end near the Board of Education.
Yeah.
What excellent food.
Yeah.
I mean, they catered an event that I was honored at. And I got to tell you, it was knockdown food. It was great. So there's a lot of
if you like different kind of food, come on downtown Violin because
if you don't want to cook one night and you just want to come in and it's a quiet atmosphere, these people are nice. They're open.
Look how beautiful cilantro is.
Exactly. So there's just so many that we could name. So take advantage of it. Then we have every possible event that you could come through. We already had the cruise. The cruise was in June. We had beautiful weather. It went all the way down the avenue from 8th Street. I don't think anything was on the first east to 8th block. All the way down to West Avenue.
That's probably the event that we're known for around New Jersey. People in Pennsylvania. People come from out of state for this event. I think we're the biggest car show in the New Jersey.
Right.
In New Jersey, at least.
Right, exactly. All right, we're going to take a real quick break here. And once again, we hope that you support the people that advertise here at Quinn Broadcasting and use them as your vendors when you are in need. Thank you.
The most important decisions a family can make are usually made around the kitchen table. At DeMarco Luisi Funeral Home, we believe pre-planning and the difficult decisions you face with the loss of a loved one should also be made around the comfort of a table, like a family. Our friendly, kind, and compassionate staff is committed to helping you get through this most difficult time. In your time of need, trust DeMarco Luisi Funeral Home, Vineland.
Hello, I'm Erica, owner here at Everything Classy Sweet Soulful Cafe. We're located at 230 North High Street in Millville. We offer a wide array of home-cooked meals, from our tasty breakfast entrees, fabulous lunch options, including homemade soups, and of course, our delicious desserts. Celebrating someone special in your life? Let us create a beautiful cake for your next celebration. We're open Thursday through Monday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Call us at 856-765-3282 or visit us online at everythingclassy.com. Everything Classy Sweet Soulful Cafe, where the main ingredient is love.
When you want delicious food made from scratch soups and locally sourced ingredients, you head to Larry's 2 on Main Road in Vineland, New Jersey. Family owned and operated, Larry's 2 boasts one of the area's only salad bars with a great selection of fresh vegetables, rolls, dressings, and more. In their cafe, enjoy a piping hot cup of your favorite beverage made by one of their skilled baristas. Their complimentary Wi-Fi allows Larry's 2 to be the meeting destination with a friend or small group. They also offer banquet rooms that can accommodate 10 to 120 guests for any occasion. Open from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Sunday through Thursday and 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. Call Larry's 2 today at 856-692-9001. Larry's 2 Restaurant and Cafe, located at 907 North Main Road in Vineland, New Jersey.
Imagine living without pain. For over 35 years, Doctors Beebe and Doyle have helped thousands of people find relief from all types of pain. Millville Chiropractic Center has 4 doctors on staff specializing in hands-on or light-touch, drug-free pain relief methods. The examination, x-rays, therapies, and adjustments are all performed at one location. Schedule a consultation today. Enjoy life without pain and discomfort. Millville Chiropractic Center, the area's #1 pain relief center.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Around South Jersey. And as I was watching the advertisements here, there was
Larry's.
Everything's
Middleton
classy
family.
over on High Street. Larry's on Main Road, the Middleton family. A lot of different things. Mintz Insurance, Mr. Connor.
Todd Bonadonna.
Yeah, Todd Bonadonna, yep. So we got a lot of people here that you can support. We were just starting to talk about some of the things on the Avenue, and we did talk about the car show. Brings anywhere from 7,000 to 10,000 people usually to the Avenue.
When I was a kid, it was 20,000.
Yeah, oh yeah, it was big. Yeah. There's also the 5K run on the Ave. You guys run.
My wife won her age group the one year.
And that's just growing and growing.
Yeah.
Every year you guys get more people.
Like 150. Premier.
Yeah.
Orthopedics is the sponsor. And I'll tell you, Andy, I think his last name is Rivera.
Yes, and Andrew Rivera. Yeah.
Run Violin. My wife does his runs all over South Jersey.
Yeah. Very lucky. Andrew came on helping the VDID, and then got a position doing a lot of our housing stuff in the downtown area with Aaron, and he's been a great hire for us.
Yeah.
And again, he volunteers to continue to do this. Premier volunteers to sponsor all local businesses, all local people. Run an event that never existed before we did it.
Yeah, it's a really good event.
And if you don't know that, while we're talking about the run, we also have a walking trail in Vineland. Yeah. Actually, 2, right? Yeah. One's a longer one and one's a shorter one.
Yeah, one's half the distance.
So with, if your weather's nice and it's not real hot and you want to grab some steps, put on your steps, you can go downtown. You can walk, see what businesses are there, what restaurants are there, say hello to people, and walk the avenue and the walking trail and still get your activities in. We just had the food truck festival.
Over 20 food trucks.
Over 20 food trucks. I believe there were 23, and I believe one didn't make it.
Yeah.
So it's 22. And I'll give kudos to my wife, because she was the one that came up with having a food truck festival, and then Russell and Robert just ran with it.
Yeah.
And it's become gigantic. And
some years it gets 10,000 people.
Right. This year was a down year for whatever reason we don't know, and still over 5,000 people.
Yeah, that's a lot of people.
But we always anticipate
we gotta tweak things.
The high point.
Yeah.
And but again, a success. And the good part of it is that Russell and Robert learned how to run it themselves.
We don't have to pay an operator.
That's right. We don't pay the operator any longer. In the beginning, we were paying the operator, and our own guys now do it, and it saves us money, and it brings money into the VDID as well, and to the city for licensing and things of that nature. So, again, that a big event. We talked about Taste of Vineland coming up October 25th. The Pumpkin Patch on the 28th.
Big kid event.
Is a big children's event.
Right.
It's on the four corners, on the southwest corner, where they have games and they have a DJ and they have pumpkin painting and face painting and a whole bunch of stuff that deals with Halloween and trunk or treats right around that same time. So a lot of stuff dealing with going out and trick or treating, and the safety factor of doing it as well is also talked about.
Yeah.
So that also is something.
The DJ is so good. His name's DJ Tony. I got him to do my class reunion this year.
Yeah,
and
there you go.
He's very reasonable, and you know, that's how networking works.
That's how it works. That's right. Listen, you know, you use your networking, and you bring good things into the city, and that's why we constantly are looking for good volunteers.
Yeah.
You know, we don't want somebody just to come and sit. We want their opinions. We want them to come out and participate. And it's not about, you know, I mean, even with some of the charitable organizations and social organizations like Rotary and things like that. The Chamber of Commerce. Yeah, there's dues to pay.
Yeah.
But they don't just want your dues. They want you to participate. They want you to be a piece of the action, because that makes it better for everybody, including yourself.
I mean, the old-fashioned Christmas, I got to say, you got one heck of a committee. You got the Ed and Morvay and his wife.
Ed Morvay, and he takes care of the horse and buggy the entire 2 days. The Cruz family.
Michael Cruz.
Anything that we ask Michael and his wife, Kathy,
they're very
to do.
passionate about it.
Right. We got Ronnie Vinnick involved with it now, and hopefully he'll be
heroes.
Hopefully he'll be healthy enough to be able to do his minstrelling those 2 days.
Yeah.
We actually have a national choir coming in from the Methodist Church on 7th Street. We actually met with them, and we're going to try to get them out on the church steps to sing on Saturday afternoon.
That'll be awesome.
And this choir has been on television and everything else, so we're pumping that up. So that's another thing being brought there. Like I said, pictures by TNF, pictures with Santa. You can bring your dog, your kids, your husband, wife, whatever. That's all over. We have an ice sculpturing that went on last year, and the guy carved out the old Amish market, right?
Yeah. I'll tell you, the Christmas parade draws like almost 100 floats every year.
Yeah.
The weekend before, the Saturday after Thanksgiving.
And
that's always a great event too.
And that is exactly, that's November 25th. And that's the week before the old-fashioned Christmas.
Yeah.
It's a Saturday.
Yeah.
And last year, I think there were 110 different people involved in the
local schools each do a float, a lot of them.
A lot of local schools, the Catholic schools, Christian schools put floats in. It's not just cars and Jeeps and fire trucks. Santa comes in, lights the lights. This year, it'll probably be very similar, but we're looking toward next year. We're actually changing the lights.
Yeah.
We found lights that were
year-round lights.
Year-round lights. So
Paul's been working on that for a long time.
Landis Avenue, after this Christmas break, I think, we'll start to see the white lights on the avenue during the year. And then it'll turn back to the green and red during Christmas. But it'll all be different. It'll all be LED lights. Yeah. And So it'll be cheaper for the city. They don't have to take them up and down. They can leave them up.
Yeah.
And it becomes something great. But the parade, last year, the parade route, I'm in the parade every year, was unbelievable. When I tell you, it started from before West Avenue and went past East Avenue all the way in front of Sacred Heart. There were people.
Yeah.
So they really strung it out pretty good. And a lot of fun and a lot of vendors out there.
Yeah.
And knock on wood, the weather holds out and we get that. And then, like I said, the first weekend of December is the old-fashioned Christmas. That is on Friday, December 1st, from like 5 o'clock on the City Hall steps, where we actually last year took over the Christmas tree lighting as well.
Yeah.
You'll have the Violent Select Choir, and then you'll have a couple other choirs there as well singing, and then everything goes to the Avenue for that night. And then Saturday at 11 o'clock till about 7 o'clock, I believe, everything is open. The Avenue is open during the day, so you can come up, drive your car, and park if there's parking. But to see the old-fashioned Christmas in the afternoon. But they're also the stores are open in the morning, so if you want to shop before that, you can. And then that kind of ends it until next year. So we wind up doing 2, 6, 8 events that we mentioned here.
Yeah.
Plus a bunch of other small stuff that actually goes on in the city. And constantly...
There's a lot to do in Violent.
There is. When people say there's nothing to do, you got to retract that statement. There's
you
nothing to
positive.
do. There's nothing to do if you don't want to do anything.
Yeah. If you want to do something, there's
but
things to
you
do.
can find things to do. And when I tell you, and I can just tell you from the city side of it, the golf course, the small golf course over at Lankin will probably be open in 2025 for golfing.
That's Paul
for
being
locals.
sarcastic.
No, it really is that small golf course.
Oh, I thought you were trying to say it's going to be a small
there's
small
a
golf
whole
course.
there's a small
I got what you're saying.
nine-hole
The public 9-hole course.
The public 9-hole course will probably be open in the spring.
Yeah.
The big one won't be open until 2025. And
how about Tiger coming?
Tiger came in, and he's putting his stamp on it, and it's the only Tiger Woods one in New Jersey.
It's going to be really amazing.
It's going to be amazing. I can't wait to see what they do to bring celebrity golf in and things of that nature.
I got a feeling a lot of pro athletes are going to be going there.
Well, if you do those like celebrity charity tournaments, it brings a ton of spectators because of all the athletes they bring in.
But Mike Trout, he's going to bring Philadelphia Eagle players
he's
and
friends
staff.
with them, yes.
And the Phillies.
So you're
him and Bryce
see,
Harper are good friends.
You're going to see a lot of that.
Yeah.
Also, there's another company it looked like that's coming. It's building like 30 soccer fields near Butler and Delsey, behind where the solar panels are.
Okay. There's a bowling alley going near there too, right?
Well, we'll get to that. And then they're also building baseball fields there and things of that nature. And they have told us when they have their events, and they're fully funded, they don't take a dime from the city. They will be paying taxes on land that basically is vacant. And they said you will need 10 more hotels on the weekends when our events start running. So that's a good thing.
Yeah,
because
it draws people in.
It draws people in. Yeah. And then we have the bowling alley, which is a 16-lane bowling alley.
What's it called, 810?
Yeah, and they have axe throwing, and they have a bar and a restaurant in there, and a whole bunch of other games that you can actually play, kids as well as adults.
Yeah.
So there is a lot happening in the city of Vineland and coming to help not only Vineland, but all these events are close to Millville and
it's going to help Cumberland County as a whole.
So we're looking for something good to happen there. Brian, anything else before we get ready? We got a couple minutes, I guess.
I just want to thank, this being my biggest year with events, I want to thank all the people involved. The 3 golf events, I got 18 whole sponsors, Rob Bono and his family team with me, and a lot of it goes to the Veterans Home of Vineland. The swim event, John Casadia and a woman named Jen from Dolphin, and the Pollock family. We raised a couple thousand for that. And then the roast, I got to pick the roasters. I got to pick who it benefits. And I think it's going to be a fun night. I can't wait to give the gag gifts to the roasters. And I've been zigging some of the roasters the last couple of days that probably fire them up. I probably shouldn't.
But I fired up enough.
Yeah, I think they're ready for me. But I just think between City Hall, I got to give Paul City Council and Anthony Finucci, the mayor, and Russell and Robert from VDID, and Sandy Forasiski, the violent.
She's a worker bee, Sandy.
Economic
development. Yeah.
And I'll tell you, we're one big team. And I'm proud to be a part of it. I think I'm my family is the second oldest family on Lannis Avenue. The Lally family is proud to be first. I'm never going to catch them. I think they started in like 1920. My great uncle Ben was 1948 when he started. So I'm pretty proud that Lellys and the Lankins are the two oldest families. And there's a lot of great families and businesses downtown Violin and Violin as a whole.
Yeah. And I got to tell you, kudos to you, Brian. You've been on, 13 years, 16 years?
This is my 16th year on the board.
And, and that's all volunteer people. And they meet once a month, and committees meet more than that.
They used to meet every month.
Yeah. And so, anybody that's on the VDID doesn't get a nickel other than Robert and Russell that are paid employees there. And
we got a great board.
And we do have a great board. Everybody tries to show up. Everybody gives input. Well, and listen, we don't always agree on everything, and that's a good thing because if you always agreed, things wouldn't be as good.
Yeah, you got to have a melting pot.
So, so that being said, and I got to tell you that I'm in City Hall every day pretty much if I can get there. And the mayor works hard. It's tough to put a full day in all the time there because he has two young children that are done school like at 2:30.
Yeah.
So he has to go pick them up.
And they shopped at Al's Shoes for back to school.
That's exactly correct. So and the shoes I have on are from Al's Shoes.
Yes.
And they are the most comfortable shoes I buy.
Yeah, Paul and his wife support Al's Shoes. Mayor Finucci and Stacy support Al's Shoes. And Jim Quinn.
Yeah.
I know Jim Quinn's shoe size because he gets the same shoes every time. A lot of is repeat customers, and then I do get some new customers because I carry sizes that other stores don't carry. So that helps me too.
Well, I often use this as an example. Rubens Hardware is if you can't find it anywhere else, go to Rubens because he'll find it in the basement or the attic.
Old school. Yeah.
Well, Brian's the same way with shoes.
Yeah.
If you want something and can't find it, go to Brian's.
I'll make it happen.
He'll generally try to find it for you.
Yeah. Pickleball is becoming a big thing now too.
All right, and pickleball is big, and we're making more pickleball courts in Vineland, but we haven't got to the point yet where we have a pickleball park, so we'll try to figure that out too. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Brian, good luck.
Thank you so much.
Good luck with your
Honorable
roast.
Paul Spinelli.
And
I got the V for Violin for my swim event. I kept it
there you go.
For my August event.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much from Quinn Broadcasting and all around South Jersey. Please, again, remember to try to patronize all the sponsors and all the local businesses. Thank you very much and have a great night.
Thanks so much, Paul.
Vineland, New Jersey is a place rich in innovation and deeply rooted in hometown traditions. The city's agricultural legacy, where brands like Welch's and Progresso originated, lives on today alongside companies producing the critical pharmaceutical packaging we depend on. While Vineland continues to grow, it retains a quality of life enriched by cultural diversity and an abundance of nature's playgrounds to enjoy.
I'm Mayor Anthony Finucci. We have something for everyone at vinelandcity.org.
Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season.
This has been a QBC television production in association with our partners and sponsors. QBC broadcasts on Comcast Cable Channel 22 and live streams its programming on Facebook and YouTube. All rights reserved by Quinn Media and QBC, programming that serves the South Jersey market.